Johnson, do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully execute the office of President.
An oath of office for the world's most powerful position. As the newly elected or re-elected president swears in, his wife watches on. No woman has ever become the President of the United States of America, but so far, more than 50 women have held the role of First Lady. Did you know that not all those who've served as First Lady were spouses to the presidents, and that there have been more First Ladies than presidents?
First Lady of our land, the First Lady of our world, Patricia Ryan Nixon.
This is because if the U.S. President happens to be a bachelor or a widower, or if his wife is unable or unwilling to perform the role, other female relatives or friends were called upon to carry out the First Lady's official duties. Whatever the case may be, it's a life-changing moment. The FLOTUS has to take up a role that comes without a rule book. They are in the public eye without being a public servant. They get no salary, but have great influence. From Lady Washington to Melania Trump, the role of First Lady has evolved over the centuries. So what exactly is the purpose of having a First Lady? Which First Lady cared for wounded soldiers on her husband's command? Who was on Broadway before coming to the White House? Who ran the government after her husband had a stroke? Who can speak 6 languages? Which one kept a raccoon as a pet? Many of these First Ladies have rich histories, more so than their Commander-in-Chief husbands. This is the First Ladies Club of the United States of America. So who was the first First Lady of the United States? Martha Washington, the wife of George Washington, the first president who served from 1789 to 1797. She was often referred to as Lady Washington, as the title First Lady wasn't used back then. Wives of presidents were addressed with such titles as Lady, Mrs. President, and even Mrs. Presidenttress. The term First Lady appeared in a newspaper article from Martha Washington in 1838, 36 years after her death. But the term became more popular in 1877 when a newspaper journalist, Mary C. Ames, referred to Lucy Webb Hayes as the First Lady of the land while reporting on the inauguration of Rutherford B. Hayes. The frequent reporting of Lucy Hayes's activities helped spread the use of the title outside Washington. In 1911, a comedic play about Dolly Madison, the wife of James Madison, President of the United States from 1809 to 1817, further popularized the title, the First Lady in the Land. By the Second World War, the use of the title spread from the United States to other nations. Another popular term, FLOTUS, an abbreviation for the First Lady of the United States, was first used in 1983 by American journalist Donnie Radcliffe. The wife of the Vice President of the United States is sometimes referred to as the Second Lady of the United States, FLOTUS, but this title is not widely used. Since the early 20th century, the First Lady has been assisted by official staff, now known as the Office of the First Lady, and headquartered in the East Wing of the White House. There are 5 living former First Ladies. Rosalind Carter, wife of Jimmy Carter, Hillary Clinton, wife of Bill Clinton, Laura Bush, wife of George W. Bush, Michelle Obama, wife of Barack Obama, and Melania Trump, wife of Donald Trump. On November 3rd, the United States of America went to the polls to elect its 46th president. Trump and Biden were seen in a neck-and-neck fight. The two candidates could not be more different from each other, and neither could their spouses. While Melania Trump is a former model and naturalized U.S. citizen, Professor Jill Biden held the title of Second Lady while her husband served as Vice President from 2009 to 2017. She was the first Vice President's wife to continue with her paid job after her husband was elected alongside Barack Obama. The 69-year-old has been a strong force behind her husband for more than 40 years.
We just need leadership worthy of our nation, worthy of you, honest leadership to bring us back together, to recover from this pandemic and prepare for whatever else is next.
Before marrying Biden, she was married to a former college football player, Bill Stevenson. Stevenson and Jill divorced in 1975. 2 years later, she married Biden. It was the second marriage for Biden, too. His first wife and young daughter were killed in a car accident. Jill became a stepmother to Joe's two young sons from his first marriage, Beau and Hunter, and went on to have a daughter named Ashley, born in 1981. But her identity has never been a spouse of Biden. The new First Lady steadily built a career as a teacher and has always described herself as a lifelong educator. She has a bachelor's degree and 2 master's degrees and a doctorate of education. As the former Second Lady, she promoted community colleges. What causes will she take up now? One thing is certain, once she moves into the White House, she will have the opportunity to push the role of First Lady into the 21st century by keeping her full-time job as professor.
But she always knows her place. She's got style, she's got grace, she's a winner.
Donald loves helping people and will continue to fight for you every single day for 4 more years.
Born Melania Nos in communist Yugoslavia, she is the first foreign-born First Lady since London-born Louisa Adams, who was the First Lady in the 1800s. Today, Melania Trump is one of the world's most talked about women. The Slovenian native married the then real estate mogul Donald Trump in 2005. The couple dated for 7 years before they got married in a ceremony which cost $2 million. They have a noticeable age gap of 24 years. Melania legally received her U.S. citizenship in July 2006. She says her own immigration story has only helped her understand that her husband's hard line on immigration is necessary. Instead of moving to the White House after taking up the role of Ms. President on January 20th, 2017, Melania took the unusual decision of continuing to live in Trump's opulent Manhattan penthouse. She stayed there until their son, Barron, ended his school year. As an immigrant and former lingerie model, she's not your typical First Lady. Her nude photographs caught the headlines during the 2016 presidential elections, but now her impeccable sartorial choices as the First Lady are praised by fashion watchers. At the inauguration ceremony, her custom blue Ralph Lauren suit was vividly compared to what the late First Lady and style icon Jacqueline Kennedy wore in 1961. Like many First Ladies before her, her fashion choices are subject to close public scrutiny. It's believed that she prefers to select her clothes without assistance from stylists. Despite being in the White House for many years, she's managed to remain mysterious and private, but it hasn't stopped critics from talking about her body language. This footage of America's first couple became viral in 2017. It shows her swatting away her husband's hand as he reached for it during their trip to Israel. Soon after, rumors about Melania Trump's look-alike accompanying Donald Trump started surfacing. On October 22nd, a new photo of the president and his wife reignited the conspiracy theory that a Melania look-alike sometimes stands in for the First Lady of public events. Bizarre, isn't it? Though she has been largely absent from the campaign trail this year due to her battle with the coronavirus, her speech at the Republican nominating convention in August drew praise.
As First Lady, I have been fortunate to see the American dream come true over and over again. I have met many inspiring women, children, parents, and families who have overcome life-changing issues that include addiction, homelessness, family members who are ill or have passed away, abuse of all kinds, and many other challenges that would make most people give up. The past 3.5 years have been unforgettable. There are no words to describe how honored, humbled, and fortunate I am to serve our nation as your First Lady.
When asked in 1999 what her role would be if her husband became president, she said she'd be very traditional, like Betty Ford or Jackie Kennedy. And so far, she's been true to her word. While Melania Trump is often referred to as the reluctant First Lady of the United States, her predecessor could not have been more different. Michelle LaVaughn Robinson Obama, a lawyer, writer, and wife of the 44th President, Barack Obama. She was the first African-American First Lady of the United States. Mrs. Obama campaigned for her husband's presidential bid vigorously in 2007 and 2008.
President is nothing compared to that. Thank you.
And was applauded for her keynote address at the 2008 Democratic National Convention.
I come here as a wife who loves my husband and believes he will be an extraordinary president. And I come here as a mom whose girls are the heart of my heart and the center of my world. They're the first things I think about when I wake up in the morning and the last thing I think about before I go to bed at night. Their future and all our children's future is my stake in this election.
Barack Obama told euphoric supporters estimated at 100,000.
After the Obamas moved into the White House, the world got to see a different side to the First Lady. A mother of two, she engaged with the masses through 4 main initiatives.
Thanks so much, you guys are doing good.
In 2010, she launched Let's Move,
Exercise and moving can be fun.
a nation effort to address the challenge of childhood obesity.
All of this is the kind of movement, and this is way more fun than sitting in front of the TV. Am I right?
Then in 2011, Michelle co-launched another initiative along with Jill Biden called Joining Forces, appealing to Americans to rally around service members and veterans.
You need to make the connection between those feelings and connect them to the family so that they feel that support.
Yes!
During Barack Obama's second term, Michelle stressed upon the importance of higher education.
Hey everyone, join me in inspiring students to take charge of their future by completing their education past high school.
Underestimate my IQ to do what you're doing to me. You better think about what you're trying to do to me. Yeah, think.
And the fourth one was Let Girls Learn, an initiative to help girls around the world go to school and stay in school. The Obamas, lovers of pop culture, were hugely popular with the Hollywood crowd.
Sure are, but these...
Michelle often showed up on television.
All right, we're doing fine here. We're in sync.
Even doing push-ups without breaking a sweat with her good friend, Ellen DeGeneres. When she showed off her toned triceps and biceps in her first official photo as First Lady, many eyebrows were raised. Nonplussed, she carried on with her right to bear arms.
Michelle LaVaughn Robinson, girl of the South Side. You made the White House a place that belongs to everybody.
And with that, Barack Obama's tenure as U.S. President came to an end. When they first moved into the White House, the Obamas hired an interior designer to lead the renovations of the residency. Generally, the First Lady is responsible for decorating the White House and has to stick to a budget. Michelle Obama often talked about how she wanted to make the White House feel like a normal family home where her daughters could hang with friends. The former First Lady says her mother was the household's most beloved figure, and Marianne famously revealed that she insisted on doing her own laundry in the White House, and even gave her granddaughters laundry lessons. Living in the White House can never really be normal, though. As soon as the first family steps into the White House, they lose certain liberties. The Secret Service follows the president's family everywhere, be it traveling to school, taking vacation, or running an errand. And no one is allowed to open windows in the White House, not even the First Lady. It's a security risk. Members of the first family are also not allowed to drive their own vehicles on public roads, for security reasons, of course. And while a lot of things are free for use in the White House, the Commander-in-Chief and his immediate family members pay for their own meals, toiletries, dry cleaning, and other personal items and services. Clearly, there's no such thing as a free lunch. Over the years, the role of First Lady has been associated with that of hostess, coordinating social gatherings, greeting guests, and attending events with their husbands. The role is not addressed in the Constitution. They create their own rules, and then are criticized for doing too much or too little.
I wanted it to be more than just a goodwill trip. I wanted it to be valuable to the countries that I was visiting.
Jimmy Carter's wife, Rosalind Carter, was her husband's most trusted advisor and was deeply involved with his presidency. even attending cabinet meetings. She was the first to keep her own office in the East Wing in 1977 and is also credited for creating the position of staff director for the East Wing. Apart from overseeing the daily business of the White House, she was devoted to the cause of mental health. Eleanor Roosevelt has gone on the record to describe herself as rebellious, but perhaps she was just ahead of her time. She served as First Lady in the United States for 12 years, from 1933 to 1945. Her husband, President Franklin D. Roosevelt, held the Oval Office for 4 terms, making her the longest-serving First Lady of the United States. She used her platform to fight for civil rights, women's empowerment, and racial justice.
The real change which must give to people throughout the world their human rights.
She engaged with the public directly and traveled around the globe, logging almost 65,000 kilometers in 3 months, meeting people from all continents, barring Antarctica. And in many ways, she was the president's eyes and ears. Did you know Lou Hoover was the first lady to make regular nationwide radio broadcasts? The wife of the president, Herbert Hoover, she was the First Lady of the United States from 1929 to 1933. Hoover traveled with her husband across the world and became a cultivated scholar and linguist. She made an extensive study of languages, including Latin, Mandarin, Spanish, German, Italian, and French. Long before she was a First Lady, Jackie was a journalist assigned to cover the coronation of Queen Elizabeth II for a newspaper. She gave up her career as she wed John F. Kennedy and was only 31 when she moved into the White House. At 43, JFK was the youngest man ever elected to the office, and the Kennedys brought youthful energy and glamour into the White House. An American writer, literary editor, photographer, and socialite, Jackie was arguably the most iconic First Lady. She usually kept her distance from politics and devoted much of the time to making the White House a museum of American history and decorative arts. On November 22, 1963, President Kennedy was shot while sitting next to Jackie, and the pink suit she was wearing became covered in her husband's blood. Jackie refused to change her outfit for the rest of the day. The tragic scene is imprinted on global history. Another First Lady who made a loud statement with her style was Grace Coolidge. She was married to Silent Cal, Calvin Coolidge, the 30th U.S. President, but she was his polar opposite.
Would you mind autographing some of the 1930 Christmas seals as a special favor for Santa Claus?
Why, I should be delighted,
Oh,
Santa Claus.
fine.
It's one of the things that I do best.
Though she remained mum on most political and social issues, she displayed her love of animals and eagerly participated in photo ops and ceremonial events. The Coolidges added an unusual creature to the White House, Rebecca the raccoon. She had been sent to them to be served for a Thanksgiving dinner, but ended up a much-loved pet instead. Before her stint as a New York Senator and Secretary of State, Hillary Rodham Clinton served as the First Lady. As President Bill Clinton blatantly lied and denied allegations of an affair with the White House intern, Monica Lewinsky,
I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
Indeed, I did have a relationship with Miss Lewinsky that was not appropriate.
his wife Hillary stood by his side. In 1998, Clinton was impeached on charges related to the affair. He was later acquitted by the Senate and served out the rest of his second term. But the First Lady was condemned as weak for sticking by her husband. Unlike most of her predecessors, she played an active political role as First Lady.
Certainly could have imagined, let alone experienced.
17 years later, she was hoping to return to 16 Pennsylvania Avenue as the nation's commander-in-chief.
Hillary Clinton isn't afraid to say...
Clinton launched her first bid to become president in 2008, but lost the Democratic nomination to Obama.
She never, ever quits. That's the Hillary I admire.
She made a second bid for the White House in April 2015 when she announced her candidacy for the president.
Yes! I accept your
Officially the Democratic presidential nominee, she made history as the first woman ever to secure the backing of a major American political party.
From a major push.
When there are no ceilings, the sky's the limit.
After losing to Donald Trump, Hillary Clinton remains in public life as a political commentator and author. The United States of America was founded in 1776, making the country 244 years old as of 2020. It has never had a female leader. There's never been a male presidential spouse in the United States. If and when that does happen, what will that person be dubbed? First gentleman, first spouse, or even first man? But we may have to wait for many years to find out. For now, let's wait and see if Professor Jill Biden manages to transform the role of First Lady of the United States of America.